Math people. Today's lesson has to do with angle equations. In particular, when we have vertical angles, supplementary angles, and complementary angles. Alright, so last week we learned about those three different angle relationships. This week we're going to combine those relationships with our algebra skills. Alright, so we'll do three examples, and this will definitely help you on this week's homework assignment. First example has to do with vertical angles. Alright, so here I have two intersecting lines. When they intersect, they form four angles. Alright, two pairs of those angles are congruent because they are vertical. And remember, congruent means equal, alright, or identical. Alright, so in this example, I've got angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. It tells me angle 1 is 6x minus 20. So if I wanted, I could write 6x minus 20 right here where angle 1 is. Angle 3 is 80 degrees. So it tells me what angle 3 is. It's 80 degrees. Now, since angle 1 and angle 3 are on opposite sides of the x, they are vertical angles and they are congruent. So that means that angle 1 is also 80 degrees. Now, the question isn't that easy. It doesn't really want to know what angle 1 is. It wants to know what x is, that missing variable. So we're going to set up an equation. So when you have vertical angles, you set them equal to each other. So angle 1 is 6x minus 20. So I'm going to start with 6x minus 20. Set that equal to angle 3, which is 80 degrees. Alright, and this is a two-step equation. You guys have been solving these for a while, but in case you're a little rusty, alright, you can remember our trick, don't call me after midnight. Alright, D is distribute, there's no distributing because there's no parentheses. C is combining like terms, alright, you just look at one side of the equation at a time, no like terms there. Look at the right side, there's no like terms to combine. M for move. You only move when x is on both sides. There's no moving here. Alright, A for undo addition or subtraction. Yeah, I've got minus 20, so I have to undo it by adding 20 to both sides. Zero pair. I'm left with 6x on the left equals 100 on the right. Then our last step, M for undo multiplication or division. Alright, and x is being multiplied by 6. So its inverse is to divide both sides by 6, and we get x equals 100 divided by 6. What's that give us? I'm a little rusty here. Oh, that was ugly. I thought I picked numbers that worked well. Alright, 100 divided by 6 is 16.6 repeating, or 16 and 2/3. Alright, well, that's alright. Okay. Alright, you're not always going to get whole numbers. I'm pretty sure on your homework you do get whole numbers. Alright, I'm not that mean. Alright, so that's vertical angles. You set them equal. You solve using don't call me after midnight. Alright, example number 2 has to do with supplementary angles. Alright, say we have two intersecting lines again. Alright, you will get four different angles. 1, 2, I'll call this 3, and this one 4. Alright, now angles 1 and angle 2, they form a straight line. That means they are supplements, or they add up to 180 degrees. Alright, now in our example here, I don't really have enough space, it tells me angle 2 equals 3x. So angle 2, right here, this is just 3x. Angle 1 is 120 degrees. So I've got 120 degrees here. I can even write that in, 120 degrees, and then I've got 3x here for angle 2. Now, since they're supplements, I know that their sum is equal to 180. So all I do is I take those two values, 120, and I add that to 3x, and I set it equal to 180 degrees, because the goal here is to find what x is. So now I follow my steps again. If you need to, don't call me after midnight. With this one, I'm not going to do it because it's just a two-stepper. You always undo addition or subtraction first, so I subtract 120 from both sides. We're left with 3x equals 60. Then we have to undo our multiplication by dividing. So we divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 20 degrees. All right, that was an easy one. All right, nice number. All right, so in this case, I just wanted x. Now, in some other cases, they might actually want you to go in and find that missing angle. In that case, you have to take your answer and substitute it back into the expression for the missing angle. All right, so instead of having 3x, because I know what x is now, I know x is 20, so I would do 3 times 20, and I know 3 times 20 equals 60 degrees. All right, so I know that the angle on the left, angle 1, is 120, angle on the right, angle 2, is 60 degrees, and you can always check that because they're supplements. 120 plus 60 equals 180. So I know that I did it right. All right. Last example, complementary angles. All right. Remember, complementary, that C turns into a 9 for 90 degrees. So complementary angles add up to 90. All right. So I've got a couple angles here. I have angle 5 and angle 6. These two angles are part of a right angle. All right. They combine to 90 degrees. So they're complements. All right. Now, in our question, well, not really a question, I just have some statements here. All right, angle 5 is equal to 2x plus 10. Angle 6 is equal to 3x minus 5, or 3x plus negative 5. All right, that's angle 6. Find x. All right, so like I said, 5 and 6, they combine to 90 degrees. So I'm going to come up with an equation where 2x plus 10 plus 3x minus 5. Now, you could import 3x minus 5 in parentheses. Let's just do that for review. And that equals 90 degrees. All right. Now, a good rule of thumb is whenever you see minus signs, change them to plus negatives. All right. Helps with some of our more tricky questions. All right. Now, with this one, I am going to use don't call me after midnight. All right, so D for distribute. Do I distribute? Yeah, there's parentheses. All right, now 2x plus 10 is just going to drop down. Plus, now I need to distribute. Now there's an invisible 1 in front of the parentheses that you don't see. So I'm going to write in a 1. I'm going to multiply it to both terms on the inside. 1 times 3x is 3x. Drop down your plus sign. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Equals 90. All right, so I distributed. Now really, guys, did I have to go through and show that 1 in the parentheses? Not really. If you have a 1, you can just kind of drop the parentheses. All right, but it's good practice. Next step, combine like terms. So I look at the left side. All right, I have like terms. I'm going to underline the x terms. They go together. 2x plus 3x equals 5x. All right. My 10 and my negative 5, those are just numbers or constants. They also go together, so I'm going to box those in. All right, and then add them. 10 plus negative 5 is 5. So I get 5x plus 5 equals 90. Undo addition or subtraction. Yeah, I have to add 5, so now I'm going to subtract 5. And I get 5x equals 85. Oh, I gotta scroll up here, I'm running out of space. And then our very last step, undo multiplication or division. So I'm multiplying by 5, so I divide by 5, and you should get x equals, 85 divided by 5 should be 15. Let me double check. I'm getting rusty. 85 divided by 5. 17. Oh my gosh, I'm rusty. All right, so x equals 17 degrees. All right, and that's your value for x. Now, we could take it a step further and go in and actually find angles 5 and 6. I don't think your homework asks you to do that, so I'm not going to take any more of your time. But in that case, if you were asked, you would just take 17 and replace x in both expressions, well, these are equations, with 17. All right, guys, so hopefully this helps. Don't hesitate to send me a message with any questions on this week's homework assignment. Good luck.